guys, today I want to talk to you about how I have integrated time for learning into my curriculum for my homeschooler. So of course we use all 4 core curriculums, but I use them in different ways. And so primarily I use the math section as my primary curriculum. I think it's the easiest to follow, best choice. I mean, when we started homeschooling, I was looking around. I found programs for like $200, but the reason why I chose Time for Learning is because it isn't as personal as one of those programs with the artificial intelligence going back and forth. I wanted to be the one to teach my son math. I wanted to be the one to make sure that he was successful and give him that human touch. And Time for Learning, although it does give you step by step everything you need, there are times when I can pause it and replay it, and it's just perfect where I can do the teaching, and we love it. We love our math time for Time for Learning. With the language arts, my son actually uses the language arts as a form of relaxation. Many times the way the language arts section is designed with the little lady and the visitors, it's almost like watching Good Morning America every day, but it's like a different English subject. You know, they have visitors come by and things of that nature. So my son does that every morning, and he generally walks away from the table with a new word every day, and he really just enjoys it. And I'm just so happy that Time for Learning has made learning enjoyable for him again. And that was a big part of the reason why I wanted to homeschool, so that my son could be self-directed and self-motivated and be intrinsically motivated, about his time for learning. About his time for learning, literal time for learning. But Time for Learning, the program, has been a big part of that. You know what I mean? So the social studies, I have had to use a little bit different. My curriculum is basically Afrocentric, so many of my social studies projects are centered around African principles, Black history, and building self-esteem and Afrocentricity. So Time for Learning does not have a lot of information in that area. But what it does do for me, which is unique and special, and what I appreciate about it, is that it offers me a certain type of diversity. Because even though I am teaching my son on an Afrocentric curriculum, I still want him to know about world history. I still want him to know, to be well-rounded. I want him to know about the different wars and, different treaties. And even though I don't want that to be the forefront of what he builds his foundation on, I want him to respect and understand social studies and history in the way that it should be presented to a 7th grader. And what Time for Learning does is provide me with that little bitty window whenever I want to delve into it. And I really appreciate that. So for me, Time for Learning is really wonderful. I've went ahead and created a link for you below so that you could go ahead and check them out. Don't forget to try out the 14-day trial. It's an awesome program. If you have any questions about any of the elements of Time for Learning, as far as it relates to my experience, I'm happy to tell you more about my experience with the parent portal, or even with the profile for my son, or even my experience with technical support. So if you have any questions, feel free, as long as they're about my experiences, to leave them below. Until next time, don't forget to read your food labels. Peace.